That's out. It's 299 test wickets for McGrath. That was a good one. Gone! He's got him out, he's out. First ball, Glenn McGrath, there's 300. The perfect scenario. Just seen his opening batsman fall, he's just seen Brian Lara fall. Here he is facing a hat-trick. It's out! Got it! Glenn McGrath's got it! It's a leading edge, straight up in the air, and that's a hat-trick. He wasn't on 300 test wickets for long, Glenn McGrath.
Glenn McGrath's hat-trick at the WACA in 2000 against the West Indians. 563 test match wickets for Glenn, and he's with us today for our bowling masterclass. Good to see you. You're looking fit.
I wouldn't go that far. I think this will be the first time I bowled in 2 years, so we'll see how we go.
Oh, okay. Well, you've had a few looseners. You're kind of ready to go. Let's begin right at the beginning, because the first time we saw you, you were a skinny fella. You ran in a little straighter than you do now. Look at that old footage.
Yeah.
Has much changed in your bowling action since those early days?
I think I've put on a bit of weight. I think it's the action's not as arms and legs everywhere. It's a lot more controlled and through the crease. But in this footage here, that's in the West Indies in '95. So
when you say the action's controlled, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that you found a more mechanical method that was therefore repetitive?
well, just looking at that last ball, that was back in '95. So there's not too much difference there. You know, I think always had a fairly smooth run up. I tried to sort of go straight through the crease, good straight lines, and straight through towards the batsman. So there wasn't any falling away, there wasn't any wasting of speed by going in the wrong direction.
In those early days, you didn't have that little duck in to get closer to the stump, so you used to run through in a straighter line. Did you change that on purpose?
I didn't change it on purpose. I tried to get nice and close to the stump, so brings LBW and sort of get that ball, sort of the batsman thinking they had to play it the whole time. I think that little jump in was something that just came over time. I tried not to do it too much because it did waste off a little bit of pace.
We're watching your run up here, and it's very easy to see how level your eyes are. It's as if you were determined to have a still head above all else.
Yeah, I guess if you've got a still head, everything else is controlled. I didn't look at a spot on the wicket when I bowled. It was all about feel. And the stiller I kept my head, the stiller keep your eyes, the sort of better perception you had.
So even though you were looking to hit the top of off stump, you didn't look at it?
No, it was just at the top of my mark, already locked in the ball I wanted to bowl. If it's hit the deck top of off, Yorker, slower ball, bounce or whatever, it's locked in. As soon as I start running, I switch everything off. I just used to sing a song to myself in my head just to switch off that little voice and help you relax. So that's what I did.
All right, let's see you back at the end of your run, because you didn't bowl many no balls, so you already had good control of your run up. You were 17 metres back, is that right?
It was. I'd go back 17 metres, make a mark.
Pace it out for us.
And then 23.3 was the length of my run up my whole career. So it's a bit rough walking it out.
So you have a point from which you have to take off from every ball you bowl.
Sorry?
You have a point from which you have to take off from every ball
Yeah.
you bowl.
Yeah, so basically you've got the line there. You just walk in, toe the line, slowly build up, and then run in.
Okay,
And
there's a
didn't
couple
break him up.
of things I picked up there. One is the position of your wrist. You have your wrist in quite a cocked position.
Yeah, my wrist, I was a little bit different to swing bowlers. My wrist was really behind the ball and come over the top, whereas a lot of swing bowlers come down. I sort of come over the top, hit the deck, and apparently I used to get a lot more revolutions on the ball than a swing bowler, which I didn't realise. But more bounce, more seed movement.
Good follow through pitch. Bonus one more. I think one ball's all you can manage by the
I
sound
think
of
that
it.
should nearly do it.
So when you're at the end of your run up, you're settling to bowl to the batsman. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about at the end of your run?
What am I thinking back? So when I bowl, walk back to the top of my mark, analyse the ball I've just bowled, work out what ball I want to bowl next, and then just switch off, get the song in my head, relax, run in and bowl.
What's the song?
No, don't worry about the no ball.
All right, just spend a minute for us on the follow-through, because I notice a very full follow-through. It's like you're making a conscious effort to complete your action.
Yeah, a lot of people think you get the pace from the shoulder. It has to go from here. I always felt the quicker you get through the crease. So where you get your pace from, and I felt my bounce, was from the top of the action down through here. And you power through the crease. That's why your run-up goes, your follow-through continues on and slows down when it's ready.
And you try to follow through towards the target?
Well, you try to follow through and get as close to the batsman as can. Yeah. So see how he's going, then turn around and come back.
Okay, and I like the fact you use this left arm strongly as well.
Because that's where you get your power from here and from the top of your mark down through here and drive through with the hip. That's where the power comes from, not from sort of from this shoulder.
Good, we'll take a short break, more when we come back. Welcome back. I'm at the end of Glenn McGrath's run-up, and I want to know what's going through your head. You were known as somebody who was almost surgical in the way that you could destruct a batting order. What's going through your head? How are you looking to get people out?
Well, I'm only looking to get a batsman out one of three ways, either bowled, LBW or caught from keeper through to gully. So that's why I've got all my catches in there. I bowl with a 7-2 field, or even an 8-1 sometimes, because that's where I'm trying to get the wicket. So that's why I hit the deck, top of off. Hopefully the ball just holding its line, going away, or occasionally coming back in off the wicket.
So as you're running into bowl, are you serious that you've got a song going in your head? You're trying to relax yourself?
Yeah, because the worst thing is a little voice in your head. Sometimes when you're not bowling well, you're thinking about your front arm, your follow through. You can't think about that in a match. You work on that in the nets. In the game, just think about bowling and what you want the ball to do and switch everything else off. That's why that song in the head.
And with variations, you've got all sorts of different balls in your package. How do you grip the ball for those different balls? And do you change that grip as you run in to confuse the batsman?
No, not really. I just fingers behind the seam, thumb on the bottom, sort of cocked running in, and that was it. Just relax, stand tall, hit the deck.
Let's go.
Pretty simple stuff.
Let's see. So a clear head. The song is singing. What about your variations? Let's just have a look at some pictures of the different deliveries that you could bowl. Firstly, the Yorker that you got better and better at the more you played.
Yeah, that was early game against Queensland. But the funny thing with bowling Yorkers, you have to stand tall rather than bowl too quick. Bouncer again, get the feel, hit the deck, stand tall. That one didn't get up.
No, that was the bouncer that Sachin Tendulkar was LBW to that didn't get up. Then we've got a cutter, and we've also got a slower ball in there. You also bowled around the wicket. So how was your grip for the slower ball?
Slower ball was 1 of 4. Just hold it normally, let it slide out through the fingers there. The other one was off spinner, where you take your thumb off at the last minute, put here, off spinner. The split finger, where it sort of floats out, or the one that's sort of out the back of the hand, which sort of drops and hopefully gets a bit of extra bounce. So there's a bit of variation there.
Any problem for you to bowl round the wicket? Did you change anything when you did?
No, again, for me it was a feel. So I knew where the umpire was, the stumps each end. I knew the ball I wanted to bowl, it was locked in, and just relax and run in and bowl. That was as simple as I kept it.
And when you say you had a song in your head, what was it mainly?
Never the same song, just whatever I listened to on the radio coming in, or a song I liked at that time. So that, again, just helped me switch off that voice in the head, which occasionally got a bit negative.
So it's a crystal clear message here. You've got a bowl with a clear head.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nothing else going on, no traffic.
No, and if I never changed my mind when I'm running the bowl, and the odd occasion I did, it always went wrong.
All right, fascinating stuff. You've got a big day here tomorrow, Jane McGrath Day. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's been amazing here. The 4th day we've been involved out here at the SCG. The crowd's been absolutely incredible. Looking forward to seeing plenty of pick out here tomorrow. My children, my wife Sarah, and the rest of my family will be out here. So it's a big day for my family and something very special.
All right, mate. Well, good luck tomorrow. We'll be with you throughout the day. We won't embarrass you by asking you to bowl one more ball. What we will do is take you back to this very cricket ground, your last Test match wicket, and that terrific send-off that this wonderful crowd gave you on that occasion. Think back 2007 against England here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
McGrath takes the final wicket with his final ball in Test match cricket. Just couldn't be scripted better for him. A great team will leave the field of play, led by a remarkable cricketer, favourite son of this place.